Samantha Fulnecky got a 0 for her paper on gender typicality, and I gave her a 15 out of 25, a D. Her instructor, some graduate student, gave her a 0 because it didn't uphold his standards of scientific rigor. Samantha's assignment was to write a response paper upon reading this article.
Relations Among Gender Typicality, Peer Relations and Mental Health During Early Adolescence,
by Jennifer, Jewell, and Christia Spears-Brown. And those of you out there thinking that our scientific rigor is plummeting because of Samantha's paper, well, you haven't read Jewell's and Spears, but we will, and you will now know the answer to the age-old question, what happens to our tax money? Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
So we begin with the abstract.
The current study examines whether being high in gender typicality is associated with popularity. Whether being low in gender typicality is associated with rejection/teasing.
For boys, being low in gender typicality would be a sissy, like a Nancy boy. Being high in gender typicality would be someone like me. I'm just kidding. So, do effeminate dorks get picked on by other boys? Well, you might have thought so, but this research is going to answer that definitively. Gee, I wonder what they'll find.
And whether teasing due to low gender typicality mediates the association with negative mental health.
A fancy way of asking, for those gender atypical kids who are depressed, are they depressed because they're atypical, or are they depressed because other kids pick on them because they're atypical? And if you really don't care, join the club.
Middle school children.
I don't care what type of school they attend for this research topic. I would be far more interested in the age range. Middle school could be anywhere from 8th grade down to 7th, 6th, or 5th grade.
Middle school children described hypothetical, popular, and rejected/teased peers, and completed self-report measures about their own gender typicality, experiences with gender-based teasing, depressive symptoms, anxiety, self-esteem, and body image.
In short, they handed the kids a survey. They then took the survey results, which were probably auto-scored by Scantron, and stuffed them into SPSS, which crunched out all the statistical data for them. A p-value of only 0.001, yay! Never mind that they wouldn't know how to compute a p-value if screwing in a light bulb depended on it. As for described hypothetical, popular, and rejected/teased peers, essentially, when you think of someone at your school who is popular, how would you describe that person? The fact that the kid doesn't say, when I think of someone real popular, I think of a total weenie, or I think of a girl who is so ugly that she looks like a boy, is somehow mind-blowing to social psychologists. They think, oh my God, these results are so eliminating. Never mind all the irrelevant research produced in the hard sciences and engineering, like chemical research for lowering carbon emissions. Nah, we found that girls think that looking pretty makes you popular. Then they wrote their manuscript, and because it aligned with the left's societal norms, ta-da, publication. Now, if the results come back undesirable, they employ a different method. They take the data sheets outside, pile them into the street, shit on them, and set them on fire. That's it. That's what social psychology experiment has come down to. For adults, they just email the surveys, retrieve the 1% that bothered to respond, I was never one of them, and pop out their paper. Scientific rigor? That's for those who have a weird desire to expend effort.
Results indicated that,
get ready, this is going to be mind-blowing.
Results indicated that popular youth were described as more gender typical than rejected teased youth.
Yeah. These psychologists trained their SPSS routines on these surveys and found that boys describe those who fit the popular image of what a boy is, strong, handsome, rugged, are more popular than wussy boys. And girls described girls who look like cheerleaders as more popular than tomboys. Athletic jocks and cheerleaders are more popular than weenies and tomboys. Yeah, that's what they found. Keep in mind that these scientists struggle to find out whether boys are stronger than girls, so you can't assume that they have a shred of common sense about them. They probably formed groups at Starbucks to analyze the deep meaning of these results. No wonder the boys keep picking on my little Mark for wearing lipstick.
Further, being typical for one's gender significantly predicted being rated as popular by peers, and this relationship was moderated by gender. Finally, low gender typicality predicted more negative mental health outcomes for boys. These relationships were, at times...
Wait, at times? So what? That means that at times they weren't.
Mediated by experiences with gender-based teasing, suggesting that negative mental health outcomes may be a result,
or maybe not,
of the social repercussions of being low in gender typicality rather than a direct result of low typicality.
So if you get picked on because you're not popular, then you tend to be more depressed and anxious. Gee, no shit. Also, if you're depressed and anxious, it could be because you're being picked on and not just because you're atypical. Maybe, maybe not. And at times, and at other times, maybe not. What are they aiming at? We need to keep kids from picking on each other, and the only way to do that is to make gender atypicality popular. We need to promote boys wearing dresses in school so that they don't get picked on and commit suicide. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.